What's up, you beautiful people? My name is Aditi. This is August reading wrap up slash September TBR video, and I'm not doing well. Let's just start with that. I'm not doing well mentally, and then also I decided to create content on Instagram, and then I just stopped doing that, and then it just took a toll on me. And I'm gonna start reading. This is the first book, by the way. It's the 8th of August. Usually, I read very quickly, but it took me quite some time to actually finish this book, and it was just not gonna happen. Like, pata nahi ho. Matlab, I tried my best to push, and then I finally end up finishing it. I'm talking about Zodiac Academy Part 6. It's called Fated Thrones, and let me tell you, 75% of the book में कुछ नहीं हो रहा था, and I wasted so much of my time and energy and anxiety इतना हो रहा मुझे पढ़ते पढ़ते, and it's just I wish कि there were so many scenes that were properly executed. मजाक नहीं हो रहा. There was legit a scene जहाँ पे war चल रहा है, and then these 2-3 people, they're making fun and jokes, and I'm like, the writing is so poor. Like, I wanted more richer writing. Now that you're like writing book 6, you would think the authors get better at writing, but no. I'm like, there's time and place for such jokes and to make the environment light, but there's war going on. I'm just like, what were you thinking? That just doesn't sit well with me. And I'm like, 75% कुछ नहीं हो रहा है book में, and book इतनी बड़ी है, and like I'm like 15%. I read 15% of the book, and I'm like, am I there? Am I half the way through? Because it started feeling like I was half the way through. I had to like skim 3-4 dialogue पढ़े, and next 3-4 dialogue पढ़े, and next, and like literally I was just going through that because the book was so much, there was so much, and there was not really anything. Not really anything. And so I feel like I should stop reading the series right here, or better yet, if I were to pick up another Zodiac Academy, that's part 7, 8, 9, 3 और बुक है इसके बाद, and then at 9th it ends. तो अगर मैं और एक बुक उठा रही हूँ इसकी, if I do decide to pick up, I should do this. I should read the first 5 or 10 chapters, and I should read the last 10 chapters, and that's it. That will give you a lot of perspective into what went down and what's going on, and that's that. So this book, Change of Heart by Kate Canterbury is a DNF for me. आज है August 22nd. I am in one of the worst reading slumps you could ever imagine, and ये मेरे महीने का second या third ही book है, which I cannot believe. Usually the ratio is around 6, at least 5 to 6 books, but this time कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Turns out I have a lot of anxiety this month, and it's just chaotic, and just I'm not doing well, and I'm finally getting the groove of it. I picked up this book. I read 50% of the book, and I gave up. Completely gave up. DNF कर दिया मैंने. Basically story is about, start ऐसे होता है कि ये 2 friends है, दोनों डॉक्टर है. They love to wedding crash. अनइनवाइटेडली वो लोग सभी वेडिंग में जाते हैं, तो उनके समर वेकेशन में या वो लोग 3-4 हफ्ता ऑफ लेते हैं काम से, एंड वो लोग हर वेडिंग में जाके क्रैश करते हैं, एंड दे ट्राई एंड हुक अप विद द हॉटेस्ट और वट एवर द गाय इज़ एट द वेडिंग. एंड दिस मेन FMC, हमारी फीमेल मेन कैरेक्टर जो है, द लास्ट वेडिंग में शी एक्चुअली फाइंड समबडी, शी हुक्स अप विद दिस गाय, एंड they immediately connect over. I mean, I don't know, yeah, they hook up. The next day they both part ways, and वो लोग अपने अपने काम से चले जाते हैं, and then ये लड़की, ये जो 2 friends है, वो लोग they are back to office, they are back to their hospital working, and then turns out नई resident आते हैं, and this is one of the guy that she hooked up with the last time, and insta lovey, and suddenly you find this guy following her everywhere, and like trying to connect with her, आँखों से आँख मिलाना and all that, and like I'm like, इतना क्या ही हो गया होगा one night stand में कि तू इतना insta love हो गया उसको ये बंदी के साथ. I just don't get it. I don't get it. इतना insta love कि it just was cringe. Like Inner Jam by Kate, this first book that I read by her, it was really good. This book, Change of Hearts, I just don't get it. I just, as a extremely independent person, I could relate to the woman, the doctor in this. And so basically, this woman is a leader in the book for the committee of ethics, and she represents that. And so, for her to again sleep with a resident, somebody who's below her order, would be a huge ethic crisis for her, and so she can't do that. And it's all chaos from there basically, and I'm just not into it. I'm just not into insta lovey. There's no background coming in, and like, just not for me. Let's move on. Okay, we are not inside my room, but I just finished Heartless Sky, Zodiac Academy. The thing is, जब मैं लास्ट बुक उठाया था, आई टोल्ड माई सेल्फ ओके वी आर गोना स्टॉप राइट हियर, आई डू नॉट वांट टू रीड फर्दर. And then I went into such a bad reading slump because the last book I had to quit. I had to DNF it at 50%, and I was losing my mind and not doing well with my mental health. And then, I decided to pick back up the series again. I think this is the 7th part in the 9-part series, which is insane. I still find it insane. 9 books hona zaruri nahi hai. I would rate this book around 3.94 star. It was still a legit good book, but the problem with this book personally for me was I was skimming through a lot. It was सब कुछ ना बहुत ज़्यादा ही प्लॉट ड्रिवन भी नहीं, कैरेक्टर ड्रिवन था कि कोई ऐसे करेगा तो ऐसा होगा, ऐसे करेगा तो ऐसा होगा. एंड आई वॉज फाइनली हैप्पी टू सी दिस कपल get their mate bond. Oh my god, I was so happy. So there's this thing called as Elysian mate, जो every person has a destined mate, जैसे werewolf में होता है वैसे, but in this case these are fays. And this girl, one of the Vega girl, finally she gets mated, and she has the ring in her eye, and I'm just so excited. And then a war breaks out, and I'm just skimming. I think it's unnecessarily बहुत ज़्यादा ही लंबा बुक था, जो आप अगर 300 पेज की बुक में अगर फिनिश कर सकते हो, तो आपको 700 पेज की बुक लिखना ज़रूरी है क्या? क्वेश्चन ये है मेरा. Like, seriously, can we just stop? I have 2 more books after this to read, and I don't know if I can. I don't have the patience, because the book goes by. I just flip, I read 2-3 dialogues, I get the gist of it, I move forward. I read 2-3 dialogue, I get the gist, I move forward. ऐसा हो रहा है basically. And so that's pretty much it for this one. TBR for the rest of the year to talk about and tackle through, and I'm gonna try to read the chunkiest book in my collection. I always end up reading the books on my Kindle. Like, I just get them downloaded and just end up reading on Kindle, and here I am buying, and I'm like, Aditi, tera physical TBR itna bada ho gaya hai, what are you doing? So here I am. I ended up buying just yesterday. I got Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni ka Sister of My Hearts. I'm always excited to check out what she has to write. Again, 2 sisters living in Calcutta. Chatterjee household में 2 बहनें somehow end up getting separated. एक बड़ा सा secret होता है. एक लड़की gets married and moves to California, and the other sister ends up living, I think, बंगाल में ही, आई गेस. एंड वो जो सीक्रेट होता है वो स्पिल आउट होने वाला होगा या समथिंग लाइक दैट. आई एम एक्साइटेड टू चेक दिस वन आउट. सिस्टर ऑफ माई हार्ट, आई एम सॉरी द कैमरा इज लाइक right now I'm trying to finish Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I'm only half the way through that. I also want to read sabse choti book in my entire collection, White Knight by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I've still not read that. Let's talk about the biggest books now that I have in my collection that I want to at least tackle for the remaining half of the year. पहले बात करेंगे ये बुक के बारे में जो मैंने कल ही ख़रीदी है. जस्ट As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows by Zulfa Katu. Here's the book. फर्स्ट कॉपी है, चर्च गेट से ख़रीदी है. आई एम गोना रिटर्न दिस बुक. आई थिंक दिस इज़ हार्ट ब्रेकिंग. साबा तहीर ने पीछे लिखा है एन एब्सोल्यूट मस्ट रीड. A year ago, before the revolution, Salama watched her brother marry her best friend Leila and wondered when her own love story might begin. Now she works at the hospital, helping those she can, closing the eyes of those she can't. Leila and her unborn baby are all Salama has left, and oof, this is going to break my heart, but I'm here for it. There's more. I'm just here. There's more family drama that I have been meaning to pick up. Pachinko. This is just beautiful. Korea, Japan, families, story, loyalty, lot of like resilience, perseverance. This is a huge ass book. मेरे को देखने दो कितने पेज की है. 550 पेज की बुक है ये. लेमन वाली बुक है. let me see. डेट बोल रही हूँ. पेज नंबर ही नहीं लिखे है उसके इसमें. नहीं है. सॉरी एक सेकेंड. 400 at least it has crossed 4, so this is like 450-ish. The last number that I can read is 415. Yeah, so this is like solid 400 plus page. This is 550. I have Babel on my book radar. I got it from again Kolaba Churchgate. First copy है ये भी, and I'm gonna return it after I read it, unless and until अगर मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लग जाती है तो then I will end up buying actual real copy of it. Duh. That always happens with me. If I end up really liking it, then I end up buying it. Babel, dark fantasy fiction hai ye, and I'm just here for it. This book again is like 550 pages ki hai, 542, and then there is a Gentleman in Moscow. इस पे web series बन गई है, Amazon ने बनाई है, एंड आई वॉन्ट टू सी दैट, बट फर्स्ट टाइम लाइक नहीं, पढ़ ले बुक पढ़ ले प्लीज़ पहले तू. एंड सो here I am. I want to read it again. This is like 500 page की book है ये. A Gentleman in Moscow. This is going to be an interesting one. Unmarriageable by Sonia Kamal. Pride and Prejudice, based in Pakistan. Lot of drama. I'm here for it. This has been on my TBR for forever. I was not able to find it, and then I did. Last but not the least, the book that I'm most excited to pick up out of मतलब ये सभी है, but then there's also this one, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstein. The Night Circus. See, look, I'm a fan of Caravel, Stephanie Garber. I'm a fan of Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and just people always end up saying this is far better than the Caravel trilogy and the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and उसके सामने कुछ भी नहीं है, ये बुक के सामने वो बुक्स कुछ भी नहीं है. एंड आई एम लाइक रियली what is it? I just have so much in my physical TBR to read कि it is unbelievable. Like how much can I like दिमाग में कैसे डालूँ इतना सारा फास्ट पढ़ लूँ मैं. Alright, that is it for this video. I appreciate the 50 of you who are still around, who are still watching. Thank you. Until next time. Aujo.